Looks like actually, hold on. That was actually game number 4. So we're gonna move on to game number 5, and Team Amazon leading 3-1. Sorry guys, not being able to cast game number 2 really is just throwing me off. But I mean, some really fantastic play from both those players. And I really just feel like it came down to Storm8's player Terran went for that very aggressive style of play, going for the 3 racks, and then the factory, and then the starport, all before actually expanding. And he tried to do some of that drop harass, but Metzelmat's also going for a very aggressive style of play, and upon scouting his opponent, was able to say, you know what? I'm just not going to move out because I know you're about to do something very aggressive, and was able to completely just shut down that drop. And from that point on, unfortunately, I feel like it was just a little bit of miscontrol from Terran. I feel like he still was in that game, but losing a lot of those units in that drop really cost him. It set him so far behind because he wasn't able to continue aggression. If he was able to continue aggression, he would be able to do things like delay the third, make sure Metzelmats was not being too greedy in any way. But after that, I mean, what could he do? Metzelmats just had such a big army advantage that he could go ahead and deny his opponent from ever taking a third and just boost up his economy and his tech, and was able to eventually take the game with those 5-3 Ultralists. And I mean, no matter how many Widowmines you get, Ultralists will take damage quite well from them. So with that being said, we're going to jump into the next game. It's going to be Catfish, representing Team Amazon as a Protoss player, versus Uber Dabbling, representing Team Storm8 as a Terran player. So we're going to be seeing yet another Protoss versus Terran. And by yet another, I mean that we missed the second one. This is game number 2. Or at least I missed it. I'm sure a lot of the players got to see it, and they were very happy with it. And, oh, actually it looks like I have a couple of things going on in the chat. So thank you to everyone that's actually tuning in live. And shout out to everyone in the chat. That'd be Decker, Arnfasta. You guys are awesome. With that being said, I think the players are pretty much just getting ready. And once they are ready, we're going to go ahead and jump into the game. Now, just talk a little bit about these two players. Now, we have over here for representing Team Amazon, Catfish. Now, Catfish is kind of interesting because he hasn't actually played in the After Hours Gaming League for Season 3. And he's a Protoss player, so he's going to be a bit of a wild card. Amazon can kind of throw him out there because you think about it as all those replays and those videos from the previous AHGL games are actually available. You can see a little bit about the play style and the tech choices that a player will decide to make, but that's not really available for Catfish. So Catfish might be able to monopolize on that, really throw in some really strange and odd builds, and might be able to etch out an advantage for that. Now, on the other hand, Uber Dabbling has played for the AHGL quite a bit, actually. Currently 7-3 in the AHGL and 3-0 in Terran versus Protoss. So going to be feeling very comfortable. Now, again, he is the Terran, so going to be seeing some awesome games. I feel like Uber Dabbling is probably going to be one of these strong players. There's a fly in my camera. Sorry. I get distracted very easily, but Uber Dabbling probably going to be one of the very strong players for Storm8. So definitely going to be looking to see Storm8 make some sort of comeback over here. Going to be probably looking to go 2-3. I think that's a definite possibility. We'll have to wait and see as the game starts. The map is going to be Newkirk Precinct, which, by the way, fun fact, this is my highest win rate map, 90%. just thought I'd throw that out there. I'm a Protoss player, so I'll talk a little bit about that in a second, but we're going to go ahead and jump in, introduce the players. Spawning down here in the bottom right-hand corner of Newkirk Precinct as the red Terran player, it is going to be, representing Team Storm8, it is going to be Uber Dabbling. And his opponent, spawning down here in the bottom left-hand corner of Newkirk Precinct as the blue Protoss player representing Team Amazon, it is going to be Amazon's wild card, Catfish. Catfish, definitely the biggest the weirdest name so far, I have to say. Is, I mean, cats and fish don't really mix, I guess. I mean, it would basically be a carnivore, or sorry, not a carnivore, it'd be a cannibal. It'd be eating itself, because the cat part would try to eat the fish part if it had a fin. That'd actually be very painful. So hopefully Catfish doesn't eat himself apart in this game, as he definitely needs his fingers to at least play. He can eat his fins for all I care, but as long as his fingers and his eyes are there, he can play StarCraft and he can give us a good show. Okay, you know what, Pretzel? Alright, Pretzel saying that Catfish is a type of fish. I don't care, man. Alright? That's spelled with C-A-T-F-I-S-H. You know what? This is spelled K-A-T-F-I-S-H. This is clearly not the same thing. I don't know what you're talking about, Pretzel. You're insane. Go home, you're drunk. And with that being said, we're going to go ahead and see how these players are opening up. So it looks like Uber Dabbling go ahead and opening up with a barracks. Oh, getting a little bit of lag. I really hope that's not me again, guys. I'm looking at my internet, and it looks like it's stable right now. So I don't think it's me. Hopefully it's not. But in the meanwhile, we have Catfish over here opening up with his first gas geyser, getting that first gateway as well. So just looking everything super duper standard from both these players. Now, will we end up seeing gas? Yes. Here's going to be the first difference between game number 2 and game number 5. We're going to be seeing the gas geyser taken for Uber Dabbling. So that's going to mean that Uber Dabbling has a little bit more potential to be aggressive. You can go for some faster tech, such as, hit some nice stim timings. You can go for a nice Reaper opening. I don't actually think it's going to be a Reaper opening just based on the timing of this, as a gas geyser would have been probably a little bit earlier if it was going for Reapers. But also just hitting some nice 3 base aggression kind of play. Could even be going for a very fast factory, going for widow mines, drop play, all kinds of possibilities with a gas opening, and Protoss has to be very, very careful of it. Now, does actually Catfish know about this gas? Yes, he does, and his response is going to be to open up with a second gas himself. That's going to allow him to go for some faster tech. Could be going for a robotics facility, or a Stargate, or even going for a Templar, or a Twilight Council, and that's going to allow him to eventually get Dark Shrine up. Very, very actually popular right now is going for that Dark Shrine in conjunction with a Warp Prism, just doing some of that harassment, and then in the meanwhile going for an expansion behind it. But I don't think that's going to be the case, as we actually see a proxy pylon out for Catfish. So Catfish looking like he wants to be very aggressive. I wouldn't be too surprised if this was going to be a proxy Stargate bust. And you might be wondering, what the heck is a proxy Stargate bust? Well, a proxy Stargate bust is when you go ahead, build a pylon out of the center of the map or somewhere out close to your opponent's base, and then you build a Stargate, and then you get up an Oracle. Now, what is the Oracle for, you may ask, as the Zealot just wails away at a ton of those Marines and the SCVs, able to actually get out alive as well. Is actually going to be super duper useful, delaying that bunker. Oh no, actually, this could actually be super important. Yeah. Uber Dabbling needs to get up that bunker if he wants to be able to deal with this, as the Stalker is now out, and the Stalker actually doing some good damage to those Marines. Wow, this Zealot Stalker composition is just being super duper effective. He actually might even be able to delay this command center a little bit. Oh man, that's got to be super duper annoying and painful for Uber Dabbling, having to pull a ton of SCVs. Oh man, this is not where he wants to be. Even the bunker was almost taken out. But just to go back to this, we end up seeing the Mothership Core coming in for some multi-prong harass, coming in from the back, giving the little twofer, 1 in the front and 2 in the back. This is the hidden one, and he's gonna be able to take out at least 1 Marine, and should probably back up after this, as now he doesn't actually have any shields left over. The Zealot and the Stalker being super aggressive, once again able to finish that bunker though. That's gonna allow that Marine to get into the bunker. Thank God that Marine is able to safely get in there. He's gonna go and repair that up, but now he's gonna have to try and deal with this Mothership Core, which is taking out 5 workers slash Marines. Holy cow, this is insane. And now the Oracle is going to be coming in, the Marine is going to get cleaned up, and there's just not any answer to this. The SCVs are going to try and attack the air units. It looks like no, going to go ahead and retreat to the natural expansion, but I feel like that's going to be GG coming out of Uber Dabbling, and Catfish takes a very, very quick game number 5. Wow.